Hello, and this is a video review for Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Deluxe Deluxe class Cliffjumper. So he's part of the first wave, and as you can see, he's this red car. As far as accessories go, he comes with this, which is multiple accessories in one. You can store this on the vehicle if you really want to. It plugs in here like this. You can have a bazooka red car if you want. You can do that if you want. I prefer to leave it off, but you can do it if you want. Now, two topics that are a bit controversial about this figure. One, the size, and the other one we'll get to in a bit. One, the size. Now, he is kind of a Legends class figure. He's somewhere in between a Deluxe and a Legends class figure, or what the new Legends class size was. So, for an example, here he is with, no, it's not, I guess you could say this is stunt double. But this is Power of the Prime's Wind Charger, Legends class. And as you can see, they are more or less about the same size. Yes, this Cliffjumper feels heavier and all, everything like that, and he is a little bit bigger, but overall he is just only slightly bigger than a Legends class figure, certainly in vehicle mode. So he does get a little taller than a Legends class in robot mode, but yeah, we'll get to that. So as paint apps go, actually, we'll do one more comparison. So just to give you an idea, we'll do a couple more comparisons actually of smaller figures. So here's like Minimus Ambus. There you can see what it looks like next to him. And then there's a Siege Micromaster. In fact, let's bring in a couple there so you can see kind of how big he is in comparison to them. Because I love doing comparisons so much, there he is with a Titan Master. So, as far as paint apps go, you can see he's got some silver here, some black there. I feel like all this red is painted on. I may be wrong on that, but it kind of got a certain feel to it, like a matte feel. Is strange. You've got the black paint here for the back window, which is a little odd considering like the front and side windows here are like in a clear blue plastic, but it's good enough. That's about it really for paint apps. He rolls better than Wheeljack, that's for certain. And yeah, but he is small. Now, controversial subject number 2 is he is a parts former. Now, for me, this is not an issue. It does not bother me at all. I still like this figure. But it's something that people don't like, and that's fine. But it is a thing. It exists for this figure. And basically, it's this whole back section of the car. So on that note, and he does have the Autobot symbol there as well. No Autobot symbol in robot mode, as it were, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, so to transform him, you remove the part in question, which is this back section. So to do that, you kind of have to bring it up a little bit. It is a little bit difficult to do, I must admit. It's a bit of a pain because you can see there's these pegs going through. Actually, going ahead, and I'm glad I've remembered this, as far as his accessory goes, you can actually do something with this because there was that one thing in that one episode that happened where he was going around like a boat on water, and basically to do that you use these little pieces. Let's see if I can't do this here really quickly. See if I can get this just quickly just to show you, or quicker. Come on, in you go. Right, that's that. And then these, all these three sections separate. And again, these can become two separate guns, handguns in robot mode as well, but we'll get to that. And then these little tabs go into the hole on the handle. Same on the other side. And then this final piece, you open it out, whichever way it opens, like this. And then there's a 5mm peg there and two tiny little pegs there. The two tiny little pegs go into these red pieces here, and the smaller, the 5mm peg goes in there. And you, unfortunately, this is not thin enough to be able to store under there and still be able to roll this. So just pointing that out. But I'm probably not going to peg it on all the way because it's quite a tight fit. And I want to be able to get it off. But you get the idea. You can do that one thing that happened in that one episode, or maybe two, I don't know, I can't remember, but you know, if you want to, which is nice. I mean, I like his accessory because it has multiple uses. You know, it kind of does three different things, which is nice. But you can do it if you want. So take those off and we'll get this piece off. There we go. Fold that back up and move these little ski pieces off to the side as well. So now let's get to the transformation. So you do have some silver as well on the back, as well as the black as well there on the back. So now transformation, yes. So kind of bring his fists down a little bit. It's kind of difficult to explain. You'll know what I mean when you have it, but you kind of have to just kind of wiggle this parts forming section off. Just give it a wiggle and kind of, as Arkwright would say in Open All Hours, just jiggle it a bit, you know, give it a bit of... There we go, and it will pop out. So once you've got that out, yes, this looks hideous with the parts forming part removed, so it's definitely not optional. Well, it is optional, but that's what you're left with. So anyway, so this part, you want to get this black peg out, which, bring it out to about here, and just leave that off to the side now. Then the next thing you want to do is another bit of wiggling about, is kind of just get this and start gently untabbing it and being careful, just sort of loosening things up a little bit, because there you go, and then it's come apart like this, like that. And there are some little tabs down here as well that need to kind of get unhooked. Is that it? There we go. I think that's it. Yeah. So then once you've got that down like that enough, you can go ahead and split the legs completely, and also... Come on. Everything's very tight fitting on this. You know, there's not much give, if that makes sense. There we go. Get that. It's just that little tab there that gets caught under there, and it's a pain to get it all out. It's much easier. I'd say it's a lot easier getting from robot to vehicle. This is the more difficult way to do it. So get those out. You know, split the legs. Then what you want to do when you've done that, take the front tyres and fold them underneath, like that. Take this, rotate that whole section down. I'll do it from this angle, this side. Rotate that whole section down. That will hide the tyre at the back. And then line up one of the holes in the tyres with this little tab in here, so that lines up and tabs in like that. Same on the other side, that tabs in like that. And then you've kind of got this going on at the moment. Next thing you want to do is you want to lift this windscreen section up, take the Autobot panel, what was the bonnet, and fold that in. That will reveal his head. And at the moment he's got his legs behind his head, but it just looks a little funny like that. But next thing you want to do is go ahead and separate the arms. They just have little tabs that go into these little slots here. You just untab those, bring them out to here, and then what you want to do is bring this whole section on this hinge down like this. Fold the arms up here, close this back up. We're at the easy bit now. Rotate the waist around 180. Straighten his legs out. Bring the arms out like this. Fold them down here. Whoops. Rotate his arms down like that. And there you go. There's Cliffjumper in robot mode, essentially. Now, the parts forming part, you've got some options. You can either leave this pointed out like this, or you can fold it down like this, or give him a shield. You can do that if you want and give him a shield, or kind of angle it like that, and that black peg will go into that hole there, and that stores it and gives him a little bit of a backpack. But it's not a dreadful backpack. It doesn't actually bother me personally. But there you go. So just putting him there. As I said earlier, you can give him those two pieces as two guns, and they are blast effects compatible. So if I just quickly pull in one of the blast effects from Omega Supreme, you can do that if you want. And you can put the other gun in the other hand. I'm not going to do that just now, just to save time, but yeah. And then this whole all these gun pieces connect back together, and again you have that one thing from that one episode. I think it was one of the first episodes. I think it was in More Than Meets the Eye Part 1 or Part 2, something like that, where he basically tries to kill Megatron and solve all the Autobots' problems with like a bazooka. And if you bring these pieces in like this, you can make that said bazooka. So that's cool. There are multiple ways you can kind of do this. You can have him hold it, if you kind of turn this way, you can have him hold it like this. And you can kind of bend his knees to make it look like he's kind of crouching with the bazooka, but yeah, so I guess the way I just kind of have him with it is just using that peg and kind of just having it pointing out like that. And then you could put something here to rest that on, and make your scene up or whatever. So yeah, that's that. So as far as articulation goes, his head is very tight. I think it's on a ball peg, but it literally doesn't. It moves that much, but it can go about that far that way and that way. The arms can get out to here, full 360 around, bend at the elbow of 90 degrees, swivel there, wrist swivel. You've got a waist swivel, which can go, you get it. I don't know whether it goes 360. Yeah, I guess it does because of the way he transforms. But yeah, you can get adequate poses with that waist swivel. The legs go out to here. and there. You've got a bend at the knee of 90 degrees. Do you have a thigh swivel? Yes, you do also have a thigh swivel there as well. And you can get that much, which is an extraordinary amount of ankle tiltage there. But that's the range you've got. So that is his articulation. Now, one thing I wish is that if we just kind of pull this out, this Autobot symbol, I wish they'd not done it there. I wish they'd done it here, just to give him an Autobot symbol for robot mode. Or at least if they were going to do it the way they've done it, put maybe a little Autobot symbol or something on his shoulder. Something like that would have been nice, but you know, it's again not the end of the world. It's just what it is. So for size comparison, if I just bring the camera up a bit, we'll show him with all his, well, with all the other Autobots from Earthrise that I have at the moment, which is Leader Optimus and Wheeljack. So you can see what they look like together. Just bring Wheeljack a bit closer so you can see he is a small deluxe, a very small deluxe. But if I'm being honest, I feel like his overpriced deluxe value is better value than his overpriced leader value, considering he doesn't come with like a roller as a Micromaster. But you know, it is what it is there. Here he is with Titan Master. There he is with Power of the Primes Legends Beachcomber. So you can see he is a little bit taller. He's about half a head taller than Beachcomber. So thought there was another comparison I was going to do, but I can't remember what it was now. But you get the idea. But you know, he's a cool figure. I do like him. As I say, you know, it's very much up to you whether you think the size matters and the parts forming. Those two things, if those two things don't matter at all to you, definitely get this figure. He's a cool Cliffjumper. I like it. I really like this Cliffjumper. I like him more than Wheeljack. Not that Wheeljack's bad, but I definitely prefer Cliffjumper. He's definitely a cool robot. I just wish that they'd made him a little cheaper, but then again, you know, it is what it is. They do include this very well engineered gun that has 3 different modes to it itself that interact with the figure itself as well. So you know, I'm not going to grumble too much about the fact that he is smaller, but yeah, so overall he's a great figure. As far as paint apps go, just quickly for robot mode, he's got a silver face with some blue eyes. Again, maybe not quite bright enough, but they're not as bad as like Prime or Wheeljack's eyes. And then you've got the vehicle paint as well down on the feet. So yeah, cool figure. I recommend getting him. He is a very cool Cliffjumper. So that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a like if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you didn't. Please leave a comment and let me know if there's anything I can improve on. And yeah, until the next video, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.